Government secrecy and its impact on international law and covert operations. Exploring how government information secrecy and covert operations challenges international law, transparency, and global accountability in secret missions. The complex world of government secrecy and international law and covert operations. You ever wonder what really happens behind those locked doors labeled top secret? I mean, beyond just spy movies and TV shows, there's this whole serious side where government secrecy, like government classified information and government document secrecy, plays a huge role in how nations operate covertly around the world. So, let's chat about government secrecy and what it means for international law, especially when it comes to covert ops. Now, covert operations, or covert ops, as folks often call them, are actions governments take secretly, often in other countries, aimed at protecting national interests without officially acknowledging involvement. Think espionage, sabotage, or undisclosed military activities. On one hand, secrecy is essential for these missions to succeed, but on the other, it creates a tangled web of legal and ethical implications on the global stage. Here's where international law steps in, but it's not always clear-cut. Countries are often bound by treaties and agreements that promote transparency and respect for sovereignty, but covert operations rely heavily on government confidential information and government secret policies to remain hidden. When a covert mission crosses borders or interferes with another nation's affairs without permission, it risks violating international laws, particularly principles like non-intervention and respect for territorial integrity. One core problem is this: international law depends on nations being transparent and accountable for their actions. But when you have government information secrecy, everything becomes murky. Imagine trying to hold a government accountable for a covert operation when all the key documents are classified or subject to government confidentiality protocols. There's simply not enough public oversight or legal recourse. This secrecy can shield actions from international scrutiny, allowing violations to go unchecked. For example, if a country supports a secret paramilitary group abroad and denies all involvement, international law enforcement struggles to prove wrongdoing or enforce penalties. This impacts diplomatic relations and can even escalate conflicts unknowingly. Of course, governments argue that some level of secrecy is necessary for national security. Revealing certain classified details could risk lives or compromise operations. But too much secrecy leads to government transparency issues that weaken trust between countries and erode international cooperation. So, what happens when whistleblowers or investigative journalists expose parts of these covert operations? Governments often clamp down, citing government document secrecy to protect sources and methods. This creates a tension between public interest and national security, making it difficult to balance transparency with operational secrecy. Interestingly, narratives around these issues have inspired popular culture and literature. For instance, the book Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit, explores themes of hidden government agendas and secret policies going beyond earthbound politics into the realm of science fiction and psychological manipulation. It's a thrilling read that captures the imagination of those fascinated by government secrecy and the shadowy mechanics of power. If you're intrigued by stories that blend real-life secrecy with suspense and intrigue, you can buy Hush now in ebook, print, or audio formats. It offers a gripping look at the layers of deception hiding in plain sight. Wrapping up, government secrecy in covert operations presents a tricky balancing act. It protects national interest and security, but complicates adherence to international law and ethical standards. Without some level of openness and accountability, maintaining peace and cooperation on the world stage becomes tougher. So next time you hear about secret missions or government confidentiality, remember the deeper legal and societal questions lurking behind the headlines.